Welcome back to OneStopTutorials.com. Alibaba here again. How you doing, guys and girls? Great to be here. Okay, in this tutorial we're gonna have to go over something a little bit special to make this work. In the last tutorial we did content area and content width. Okay, we made a content area of the width of 898 pixels and we set it to be that gray, that background color. And then we made a content width where we floated it left, okay, because we're going to add the projects area to the right of it, so we're going to float that right. We made that a width of 510 pixels. We added 40 to the top, 48 to the right, 20 to the bottom, 50 to the left, and we added a background color. Now what I want to explain quickly is because we've run into a little bit of a problem, and or as all problems we can fix them. At the moment we made a div called content area and we gave it a width of 898 pixels, okay? But the problem we have is that content area is actually stuck, okay? This is causing us a problem. Let me show you what I mean. At the moment this gray area at the back here can't wrap around the whole of our content, okay? It's like it's stuck, okay? And you'll see here it's stuck, and our content content area is the thing that is getting stuck here, okay? So what I want to do is I need to manipulate this a bit so I can wrap this gray area all the way around our template so we can have all information in the middle and this gray outline can go all the way around the website, okay? So what I need to do is I need to come back into the code and I need to add just a little tiny bit of code to make this possible. Now what I want to do, I want to make sure that you don't get mixed up with these divs. Make sure you got the two bottom divs at the bottom, and in fact make sure you got three. I want you to have three divs at the bottom, and we're going to stick our content underneath the other div. The reason being is that content area that we just built is this yellow box that goes all the way around the left content area and the right content area, which we haven't built. It is being wrapped completely around that tag called content area, which means that now we need to keep adding code inside of this content area. So this div ID content width starts here, closes here. This div ID content area starts here, closes here. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're in between this div. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to add a quick div class, div class, and I want to call this, let's call it cleaner, okay, because it's going to sort out, it's going to clean our problem, and then I'm just going to close it. Okay, so that's all I need to do, div class cleaner. Now I'm going to come back into our style sheet and I'm going to add that div class, and anytime we have a class it always starts with a period, and I'm just going to type cleaner because that's what we named it. Now I'm going to do open and close brackets, okay. Now in here I'm going to add a new bit of code that we probably haven't done yet. It's called clear both, okay, semicolon, clear both, okay. Watch what happens. Boom, it has now cleared it, so that gray border goes all the way around our website. Look at that, okay, it goes all the way around and all our information is inside of that. The reason it does that is because we made a CSS called clear both. Now the clear both means anytime you float something to the left or you float something to the right, when you stick in clear both, it sort of makes sure that it doesn't get stuck. So in our instance, that div content area that we made a width of 898 pixels, okay, it got stuck because we made a float left, okay. So all we did was we told the system, as we made a float left, we're going to clear both so we can squeeze in this content area and allow it to wrap around everything, okay. Now like I say, I hope this makes sense. It is a little bit more complicated, but now we have done that, we now have that content, okay. In fact, let me show you this div here. This div here is the content area, and it now wraps around both the left div and the right div, okay. If we didn't add that clear both, this yellow line would have been straight at the top and it wouldn't have been able to come down, which means it wouldn't have allowed the background to come down. Okay, so it's really important that we make that cleaner clear both. And what we could also do is we could add a width. Oops, that's when we could add a width. Let me start again. We could add a width of 100% just to make sure that everything goes a-okay. Okay, and it won't be much difference, and in fact there's no difference at all, but we've just made a width of 100%. Now if we come back to our style, you'll notice that in our content area we made a width of 898 pixels. That is because we knew that this whole area from this left side here to this right side here is 898 pixels. Okay, so like I say, I hope you understand, and just try it out, see what I mean, and hopefully you'll get it working. If not, send me an email, I'll try to get it happening again. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to carry on and we want to do our welcome text here. Okay, so we have our div already built. I want to come into our style sheet, and I want to, as we made a class, we all know class period welcome, that was what we named it, open and close brackets, and away we go. So this welcome, I'm going to want to add that image, I'm going to want to make some font size, I'm going to want to make some spacing. So let's start with font size. Okay, font size, I'm going to make font size 22 pixels. Okay, then I'm going to do something which we probably haven't seen yet, and this is called letter spacing. It's going to space the letters, and I want to space them out 2 pixels. Okay, I'm going to space out the I'll show you in a minute. Font size, letter spacing. Let's make a color of the font, and we're going to make it black. Okay, so we're just going to choose the eyedropper and make it black, and then I need to bring that background image in. So background URL, and I want to bring it in. What was it called? Our project images. And let me just have a quick look. What do we name it? Where is it? Where is it? Line. We named it line. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so that's the line. And what I'm going to add to this is I'm going to add left bottom. Okay, left bottom no repeat. Okay. Now what left bottom no repeat means, or bottom left no repeat means, is it means it's just going to keep to the bottom left of the actual area, and it's not going to repeat. Okay, so the bottom left no repeat. In fact, we could have written bottom left no repeat, and I'm going to close that semicolon. Let's have a look at what is happening. Boom. Okay, so yeah, we got our graphic in, we got our text in, but you can see the graphic. We need a bit of padding, I think. So let's add a bit of padding. After font size, hit enter. Let's add padding. And do you know what? No. I'm going to add padding to the bottom. Padding bottom. Okay. And I'm going to add 30 pixels. Okay. I'm going to close that. And do you know what I might quickly add is a margin. Margin bottom. And I'm going to make that 15 pixels. Okay. And let's have a look. See if it's better. Yep, I mean we could make it higher. So you see, by just adding padding bottom, so adding padding to the bottom, 30 pixels. Okay, if I click on this div, you'll notice we got our 30 pixel padding bottom, so it's allowed us to move our text up. And then we have our margins, margin bottom, which is 15 pixels. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I can see that we messed up with the graphic. I forgot to delete this middle bit out, but at the moment things are looking really good. It's looking really tidy. Let's have a quick preview in the browser and see how this is coming out. And yep, if we just delete that bit, but we'll do that in a bit. We've managed to get that in. In the next tutorial we're going to go over getting our graphics in as the UL and the list li, and we're probably going to show you where you can learn and find some fake text. Take it easy, guys and girls. Please let me know if you get any questions. Subscribe to my YouTube, check out my website, and I shall be back very soon to finish off this left nav area. Take it easy, guys and girls. Catch you at the next one-stop tutorials.